Okay, we're back in the living room of Mike Myron's, and we're just going to go over some of the fans that he has in his collection. And if you want to go ahead and start, Mike.
Alrighty. Well, the first one we have here, we just picked this one up here. It's a 1954 Riviera, a 16-inch. Very powerful fan. Great for circulating air through a house.
All right.
And the next one here is a 1930 Emerson 73668. It's one of the, in fact, it is the last big motor fan made by Emerson, and they only made that model for 2 or 3 years.
Okay, and then we have, what's this, an Emerson pedestal here?
That is an Emerson 77648, and that one was made in 1959.
Okay. Well, that looks like a little baby Riviera down there?
That's an 8-inch Riviera.
Okay.
Very hard to find, and there's not a lot of survivors with that because that's all made out of plastic, except for the motor and the frame.
All right. Now this one right here, that's another Emerson, right?
Yes, that's a 1937 Emerson 77646AK.
Okay. So this little one right here.
The pedestal is a 1950s Bob Irwin.
All right. And then you've got a, looks like a brass bladed one back here.
That one is an Emerson 5310, and that one is from 1906. Brass guard and brass blades.
Okay. And then these rubber bladed fans, these are kind of cool because they were not, well, they still hurt your fingers when you stick your finger in them if they're running, but they're not as bad as a metal blade, right?
No, not at all. They'll just give you a little welt. Those are from around 1939. It's Samson pedestal fan.
They made quite a few of these, right, of different sizes?
They made them in a 10, a 16, and a 24-inch pedestal fan.
Okay.
They were 2-speed fans.
This one here is running back here. We won't get too close because it'll affect our microphones, but that is a running Samson, correct?
Yeah, that's a very quiet fan too, and it moves a lot of air.
Now this is one of my personal favorites that you have back here. It's an R&M. It's completely chromed, correct?
Yeah, that's a 1935 model. They use the chrome fans in hospitals or restaurants, things of that nature, where they wanted to show a sterile image.
Okay. Now, are any of these fans for sale that you have here?
Yes, a few of them are, and
Okay.
a lot of them are from my collection.
Okay. So now we're going to sweep over here to some more. This is, if you saw it earlier next to the right of Mike, it's the Emerson Silver Swan.
Yeah, that one's from 1938 or 39. It was the only year that pedestal was produced. They produced the 12-inch from 1936 to 1941, but the 10-inch was only manufactured for 1 year at Emerson.
Okay. And this is
That is a 1911 Westinghouse hotel fan. That is a single-speed fan, and it was a specially produced fan.
okay. What was special about it?
Well, it was a single speed, and plus the paint job on it. The paint job doesn't show up as well in the dark as it does during the daylight, but it was what they called a copper flash, and they used copper over a black paint, and then they used a yellow varnish over that to give it like a greenish hue to it.
Okay. And it looks like back here we've got a GE, and that's a brass, right?
Yeah, that's a 16-inch General Electric 2-star, as they were called, with a drop ring cage. That's quite an uncommon piece with the cage.
All right. And then up here is
That
what
is
is
a 1911 Robinson Myers Westinghouse tank. It was badged for Robinson Myers, but built by Westinghouse. In 1912, Westinghouse stopped producing the tank fan and went to the stamp steel fan, and Robinson Myers took over the rights to manufacture the tank fan for 2 more years.
And these down here, you know, this is an example of some really small fans that Mike could restore for you. These are, what are these, 8 and 10 inches?
8, 10, and 12.
Uh-huh. All right. And this is a Hunter up here.
That's the Hunter Century. That is the last Hunter Century, and it's the last fan that was produced by General Electric. Nobody seems to know why, but GE throughout the early years of fan production were making fans for other companies, and this is an example of one here. It's a General Electric motor and base, but the fan blade and the guard are Hunter.
Okay.
And that one is about a 1931 gray bar made by General Electric.
Okay. Now this is an oddball one up here. This is really unique. It's wood, right? Made out of
Yeah,
wood?
that is a Royal Rochester, made in 1936. It's a full pedestal fan. This one's been beautifully restored.
Looks like it's kind of half an orb shape around the front of the fan, and then a wooden frame.
Yeah, the fan oscillates inside the box. It's
Okay.
a really novel approach.
Right. All right. Well, I think now we're going to go down to the basement and kind of give you an overview of just what we do when we take apart a fan and go through it.